Now at 10, police arrest a man in connection with the murder of an Allen County man. Plus,
following a draft opinion that indicated the Supreme Court could overturn Roe v. Wade, 4 staters are coming out to voice their concern over what could happen. I'm Bronte Sorotsky with those details.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The KBI and Allen County Sheriff's Office have made an arrest related to the death of an Allen County man. This is KOAM News at 10. Officers arrested Raymond Maloney at his residence in La Harpe, Kansas. Maloney was arrested on suspicion of first-degree murder connected to the killing of 68-year-old Richard Deal. Authorities say Maloney and Deal were neighbors. The investigation is still ongoing, and Maloney was arrested without incident. A 2019 law banning abortions in Missouri could go into effect if Roe v. Wade is overturned. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky spoke with protesters in Joplin about Missouri's current abortion laws and what could happen in the future.
My body,
my choice.
my body,
My choice.
my body.
My choice.
Following an unprecedented leak of a draft opinion indicating the Supreme Court would overturn Roe v. Wade, people across the country are responding. Some women say they fear that something like this could happen for a while.
It feels like it's been coming a long time, but I just hope that they'll change their minds by June.
In a direct response to the leak, Jamie Lindsay organized the Rally for Reproductive Freedom along 5th and Main Street. Missouri has a trigger law in place, and if Roe v. Wade were overturned, abortion could be banned after 8 weeks, including instances of incest and rape. The only exception would be if the person's health was at risk. A group of protesters lined at the sidewalk on both sides, expressing their fear of losing even more access to abortions. One protester, who wished to be identified only as Kay, says she wants to be able to have a choice when it comes to her body.
When I was 17, I found out that I had endometriosis, and so I was told that if I was to carry a pregnancy to term, I would most likely die. I'm at a higher risk for ectopic pregnancies and complications during pregnancies. I'm terrified that if I get pregnant that I will die, and I don't want to leave my partner, and I don't want to make that choice, and I know that I may have to someday.
Others say it comes down to a woman's rights.
No, I think that's very serious and ridiculous that they think that they can control our bodies when there are no restrictions on men whatsoever.
Lindsay says she hopes this gets the message out that there are people against this.
So we're really just trying to build that momentum so we can show our leaders and around the country that this matters to us very deeply.
Missouri's Right to Life, a nonprofit pro-life organization, says they're waiting for the official opinion from the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is expected to issue its ruling this summer. In Joplin, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
Now, at the time KOAM was covering the protest, there were no counter-protesters present. But in a response to the draft leak, U.S. Senator from Missouri Josh Hawley tweeted, "If this is the opinion of the court, it will be one of the greatest opinions in Supreme Court history. It will save millions of lives," end quote. U.S. Congressman Billy Long, who represents Missouri's 7th District, has been a critic of the 1972 Roe v. Wade decision. On his website, Long says, quote, "I am 100% pro-life. I believe in the sanctity of human life, that life begins at conception and in protecting the rights of the unborn." Doug Heddy joins us now with the first look at the weather.
Well, it turned out to be a better day for us today. We did start the day on the wet side, had a lot of rain, especially in southwestern Missouri. Again, last night after midnight, but most of the day actually pretty good, just a lot of clouds. Temperatures a little cool for this time of the year. 66 started at 55 degrees. We don't have to worry about any rain tonight, which is great. We do have to worry about some fog. All that rain, it's still sitting on the ground, of course. That's why we have the flash flooding. So with light winds, all that moisture, you get fog, and that's what we're going to have as we go through the overnight hours tonight. But no big storm systems moving in over the next couple days, which is pretty good news. Upper 50s to near 60. I think we'll drop back near 50 for an overnight low. We are going to see that fog warming up tomorrow. We go into the mid 70s. We're going to look at Mother's Day, next chance for severe weather here in just a bit.
See you then. Several area roads are still underwater from the heavy rains past 2 days. That was video of a vehicle that was swept into Spring River in Joplin after driving around a barricade. Doesn't take much. You can check the latest road conditions in your area through our website, KOAMNewsNow.com, and with the KOAM News app. Missouri taxpayers are a step closer to getting a several $100 refund from the state. The Senate last night endorsed a plan to provide a one-time tax credit of up to $500 for individuals and $1,000 for couples. The refunds would go only to individuals earning less than $150,000 and couples making less than $300,000 annually. The Senate plan needs a final vote to go to the House. The future of the Joplin Union Depot is looking brighter following an announcement by the Downtown Joplin Alliance on Wednesday. There have been a number of ideas for the depot over the years, which has sat empty since 1969. However, none of those ideas ever came to be, leaving the depot just sitting there and decaying. We spoke with Jill Sullivan about what makes the depot worth saving even after 53 years.
The building itself is an architectural wonder. It's beautiful and stunning. However, I think all of the stories of the people coming and going to our community, leaving our community, visiting our community, I think that that's just as important to preserve, and that by preserving the building, we also help to preserve those stories.
The depot's construction was featured in a January 1912 article of Popular Mechanics. We have a link to that more than century-old article at KOAMNewsNow.com. Pittsburgh State University is offering something new for communication students. For the first time this spring, students will have the opportunity to receive a professional certification. The certifications are for social and digital media and are included with the degree. 11 students have earned the certification for the spring semester. High school will soon be supplying their own greens for lunch. The high school started a program where students and departments are growing crops for the cafeteria salad bar and more. The project takes after an indoor growing system used by Leafy Greens in Pittsburgh. The school sees this as a great learning and business opportunity for students.
I want to give back to our community. Originally I wanted to, maybe help with like the Wesley House or the Lord's Diner, but this way I'm still giving back to my community through our school system and everything, so.
Students are currently growing lettuce, but they have the capabilities to grow more diverse crops. It's an annual tradition for some Joplin High School students, the Warrior Walk. Graduating seniors at McCauley High School took a trip down memory lane by walking the halls of St. Mary's Elementary, which many of them attended. The current students of St. Mary's gave them a round of applause during the walk. Coming up, how you can support a local nonprofit as you buy a nice gift for Mother's Day. Plus, the animals at an area shelter hit the catwalk for a fundraiser. The Washington Family Hope Center in Joplin is looking for your help to support moms and kids. The center is hosting their second annual Blooms of Hope event with a potted plant and flower sale. Arrangements were put together by the moms of the center for the moms in your life. They also have a make and take table for kids to create their own arrangements. This is National Nurses Week, and Freeman nurse leaders made pancakes to show their appreciation for all the hard work their nurses do every single day. Events this week included a decoration contest, a barbecue, recognitions, themed basket raffles, and giveaways. Some furry friends took to the runway today. The Nevada Animal Shelter Project Runway, an event to raise money for the Nevada, Vernon County Chamber, and Nevada Animal Shelter. One activity featured a fashion show that showcased local fashion and furry friends. Other activities included food, music, and a silent auction.
So today is Project Runway. We wanted to have a fundraiser for our community, not just to support the chamber, but also to support a local nonprofit, the Nevada Animal Shelter, and then also to shop local, to get people to actually shop local.
That event was at the Elks Lodge Bingo Hall in Nevada. A little bit later, Missouri Southern and Pitt State square off on the baseball diamond for a rivalry match in the MIAA tournament.
Plus, we're going to watch out for the fog during the overnight hours tonight. And what about the weekend? We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be a better day for us today. We still had some heavy amounts of rain last night. In fact, after midnight, over 1.5 inches of rain fell, which we did not need. That was at the Joplin Airport. So check this out. We're almost at 8 inches for the month. It's May 6th. We've had almost 8 inches in 6 days. Majority of that fell in 3 days, which is kind of crazy. Over 21 inches for the year. We're above average by over 7.5 inches. We're fine on rain. We'd like to spread it out a little bit, but we're fine on rain. You can see we do still have the flood warnings in effect. Of course, the creeks, rivers, streams, they've all gone up, and it takes them a couple days before they can go back down. So still watch those rising waters. Look at this stripe. Jasper County into Dade County of 10+ inches. Most of southwest Missouri, 8 to 10. On average, across the board, we got 4 to 8 inches of rain, which is kind of crazy. All right, mid-60s yesterday, mid-60s for us today. A little bit cool for the month of May. We're dropping back upper 50s to near 60 for us right now. Outside, 7th and Rangeline. Currently, we sit at 60. Winds are calm. Humidity is high. Calm, high humidity. All that water on the ground, it's just sitting there. So it's going to turn into fog as we go through the overnight hours tonight. So that means if you're going to be driving tonight into tomorrow morning, be careful. One, there's a lot of water on some roads. Two, if it's foggy, your visibility really drops. A few little clouds still rolling through. This storm system is heading out of here. If we look to the west, not a whole bunch going on. But here's kind of the good news. That system is going to help us out a little bit. Look at this strong jet stream. Strong storm systems into the northern plains next week. Here's our storm system just hanging out. In fact, he decides to head back toward the west a little bit by the middle of next week. What that does, it clogs the pattern up. It keeps all the showers and thunderstorms out across the western third of the country. End result for us, we heat up, we dry out. That's always good news in the month of May. All right, we're going to drop back near 50 for us tonight. Saturday is going to be great. If you want to get outside, do some outdoor activities, most of us mid-70s for highs. By noon, 70, 75 during the afternoon, easterly winds. They're going to be light at about 5 to 10. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow night, only drop back to about 60. This is a good fire pit night. The winds aren't going to be strong. As we go into Mother's Day, we warm into the 70s. By noon, afternoon, we soar into the mid-80s. So it's going to be warm, but if you're getting outside doing any outdoor activities, looks perfectly fine. 84 Sunday, 88 Monday, near 90 most of next week. Most of next week dry. We'll have to introduce thunderstorm chances the middle and second half of the week. All right, if we look at severe weather, so these yellow days, these are low threats for severe weather. So they return late next week. Those orange days, pretty good threats for severe weather, give or take a day. So we got to really watch it once we get into the middle of the month of May, but we get to dry out for a few days. So make sure you enjoy the weekend. Partly sunny and 75 tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of outdoor activities, I'm sure, planned for Mother's Day, and those will not be spoiled.
No, looks good.
Thanks, John. Still ahead, rivals Pitt State and Missouri Southern meet in the first round of the MIAA baseball tournament. And Columbus and Frontenac softball square off for the CNC League Championship. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern baseball square off tonight in the first round of the MIAA tournament. Now, the two rivals play a 3-game series this weekend, with the winner advancing to the Final Four in Edmond, Oklahoma next week. Now, the Gorillas are the 3 seed in the tournament, while the Lions enter as the 6 seed. Jordan Fitzpatrick had himself a night, finds the gap here. Ryan Doran scores, double for Fitzpatrick. He goes 3 for 4 on the night with a double, a homer, and 2 RBIs. A 7th inning, Henry Kuziak making a play on defense. Barehand grab, rocket throw to first. Nice play from Kuziak. Now, how often do you see a guy make a play in the field, then come through at the plate? When we edit it that way, big swing for Kuziak to left. Wait for it. There it is, bouncing off the road. Solo jack for Kuziak. It's 6-0 Lions. Now on the mound, Logan Van Wy. Fantastic all night for Southern. Strikeout ends the 7th. He goes 8 shutout innings. Struck out 10 on 131 pitches. Southern shuts out Pitt State in Game 1 tonight, 6-0.
That's the most pitches I've ever thrown. I knew going to that last inning it was probably going to be my last, so, give it everything I got. Just go out, throw strikes. My defense made a lot of big plays for me, so that was huge. Anytime your defense is making plays for you, you can just go out there, throw strikes, do your thing, and have quick innings. So that helped me get to the 8th inning. That was huge.
The Frontenac Raiders and Columbus Titans meet tonight in Pittsburgh with the CNC League title on the line. Frontenac needs a sweep for the league title, with Columbus only needing one win. Now the Titans are 16-1 coming into the day, while the Raiders are right behind them in the regional standings at 14-2. A 4th inning, Gracie Major, big swing for Columbus, puts it up and out to left. At that point, Titans up 7-3. Here comes Frontenac in the 6th. They're down just one. Mia Brown comes through with a homer of her own. That's a 2-run shot. Raiders lead for the first time at 8-7. The final inning, Columbus ties it back up. Jalen Rodriguez, RBI single up the middle. It's 8-8 going to the bottom of the 7th. The bottom 7 here, 1 out. Maddie Lajatis up. She makes contact, tough to handle. Heather Arnett, she's fast enough to score the game-winning run there. Lajatis walks it off. Raiders take game 1, 9-8. So it all comes down to this, game 2. The winner is the CNC League champ. 2 on here for Katie Simpson. She crushes it over the wall in center. 3-run jack. Columbus takes a 4-1 lead. Then in the 3rd, Addie Saporito lines one into right. RBI single extends the Titans lead. Columbus stays rolling. Lily Mooney this time, dropping it into right. That makes it 8-2, and they're not done. Lexi Stone now lifts it out to left. 2 Titans score on that. Columbus rolls in game 2, 11-2. The Titans are CNC League champs.
I told him that's what I'm most proud of him for. It would have been very easy to lay down and to give up after that first game. But that's something that we've been working on all year, is how to step up, how to be mentally tough, and how to take on a challenge. I haven't been CNC champ since we got into the league. So it's something that every year Coach says this is a goal, but we knew coming into it this year that it was a possible goal. It was something that could be attained. It means a lot.
In Missouri now, East Newton and Mount Vernon meet tonight in the first round of the Class II District 6 tournament in Neosho. At the bottom of the 1st, Harley Daniels rips it down the 3rd base line. Allie Schubert rounds 3rd and scores. Mount Vernon takes the lead. To the 3rd inning now, Mackenzie Massey hits it deep to the left field wall. RBI double ties the game. So it comes down to this. Bottom 7, Josie McChesney shoots it back up the middle. Allison Burke runs in. Mount Vernon walks it off to survive and advance to the district semifinals, 2-1 the final. At the college level, Missouri Southern aims to stay alive in the MIAA tournament tonight, facing elimination against Central Oklahoma. That one's final. Lions fall 11-3. Yasmin Vargas and Abby DeSanto pick up a hit and an RBI each. Missouri Southern finishes the spring with a 26-25 overall record. Well, Diamond High School standout Landon Clement signs today to continue his career at the college level. Clement signs this afternoon to wrestle at Drury University in Springfield. Now, Clement is an all-around athlete for the Wildcats. In the fall for the football team, he earned all-conference honors as both a running back and a linebacker. But on the wrestling mat, he's one of the best to ever do it at Diamond. He's a 3-time state qualifier, a 2-time state medalist, and his second-place finish in February is the highest finish for a Diamond wrestler in program history.
First year, just get that feel. College wrestling is a lot different than high school wrestling. Knock all the basics down and, hopefully get closer to that, being an All-American, stuff like that.
He helped set the pace for the room, the change of the program, and we look forward to watching his career.
And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news right after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Marion Heilman served in the U.S. Army Air Corps from 1941 to 1945. The McCune, Kansas native was stationed in Germany, and we salute Staff Sergeant Marion Heilman, a four-state hero. A theater opens its doors to the dogs, turning a night to the opera into a guided dog training session. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
A night at the opera, a whimsical escape of fantasy and frivolity. But this opera has gone to the dogs. But don't worry, they're supposed to be there. Opera Colorado teamed up with Guide Dogs for the Blind to host a special puppy training session at a tech rehearsal for their production of the musical Carmen. Roughly a dozen guide dogs and their handlers enjoyed the show, like 11-month-old Lourdes and her trainer, who's also named Carmen.
They get excited, and we need them to be calm.
This highly stimulating environment provided a perfect opportunity to test the pup's abilities to follow commands when distracted and, enjoy a little culture while they're at it. Here's a dog story that isn't even a dog story. Let me explain. A wild Coyote Pup found its way into a Massachusetts home after a family mistook it for a lost dog and took it home. Realizing their mistake, the family contacted the New England Wildlife Center, which plans to pair up the pup with another baby coyote rescued in Rhode Island. The center says the pair will be raised as foster siblings. And from newly found fur babies to a newly famous Gerber Baby, Oklahoma's Issa Slish has been named the new Gerber spokesbaby after winning an annual photo contest put on by the company. She's the first Gerber baby to be born with a limb difference. The company says it hopes to bring more awareness for limb differences and create greater inclusion for kids like Issa. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
It's been a rainy week, but the good news is it's going to be a dry and very sunny weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be heating up outside as well, in here in the studio and outside. 75 tomorrow, 84 on Sunday. Our air conditioner's broken in the studio, just so you know. Pushing 90 next week, but mainly dry.
Can't wait to get out of this jacket. Yeah.
No rain in the studio, however, you notice. How about a final sports note?
Game 2 of the Pittsburgh State Missouri Southern MIAA Tournament Series is tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. in Pittsburgh. Lions win, they move on. Gorillas win, they'll play Game 3 on Sunday.
Very good. Thanks for joining us. Whatever you do, don't forget Mom on Sunday, and let's make it a great weekend.